the Magnificent Seven actually look surprisingly similar on the monthly chart. Most of them are still moving inside long-term rising structures, but Tesla has already moved into a very different phase. From 2010 into 2014, Tesla moved higher. Then it spent roughly 5 years moving sideways. From 2019 into late 2021, the stock entered another powerful advance, and since then it has been moving sideways again. So the larger rhythm is very clear: advance, sideways, another advance, and another sideways phase. Now switch to the daily chart. Tesla peaked on November 1st, 2021 at roughly $420, and by January of 2023 the stock was close to $100. So in a little over a year, Tesla fell from around $420 to roughly $100. Then the stock turned back up, and from that low, Tesla eventually rallied all the way back toward $500. And after that, it turned down again. When I call this a sideways phase, look at the actual size of the moves, from roughly $420 down to 100, then back toward 500 and then lower again. This is a huge corrective structure with enormous moves in both directions. Tesla has already spent several years inside it, and the structure still looks unfinished. Now compare that with the other 6. Nvidia moved higher from 1999 into 2007, then went through a major correction into late 2008. Since then, the stock has been moving higher inside a long-term rising channel. The trend is still up, but since around 2024, the advance has become slower with larger pullbacks and more sideways movement. Google shows a very similar long-term rhythm. The stock advance from 2004 into 2007 corrected into late 2008, and since then it has been moving higher inside another long-term rising channel. Meta is similar. After a correction in 2012, the stock advanced for roughly 9 years. Then came the major decline from 2021 into 2022. After that, another powerful advance began, and the larger rising structure is still intact. Apple shows the same type of long-term sequence: a major advance into 2000, a large correction into early 2003, and then more than 2 decades inside another long-term rising channel. The trend is still up, although the recent movement has become slower and more uneven. Microsoft followed the same broad process. The stock advanced into 2000, corrected into 2009, and then entered another long-term rising channel. From roughly 2013 through 2021, the rise was extremely clean. But more recently, the pullbacks have become larger and more frequent. Amazon gives us another version of the same picture. The stock advanced into 2000, went through a major correction into 2001, and then entered another long-term rising structure. That advance is still intact, and although the trend is still beginning to slow, the change is less pronounced than on some of the other charts. Put these 6 charts together, and the common rhythm becomes much easier to see. Different companies, different timing, but the same broad sequence: advance, correction, another long-term advance. The difference is that Tesla has already moved into the large corrective phase that followed its previous advance. And this creates a very interesting possibility. While some of the other Magnificent Seven may eventually be spending years inside their own large corrective phases, Tesla could already be much further through the correction that started after its 2021 peak. And once that large corrective structure is complete, the next major phase should be another advance. That means we could eventually see a very different picture. Some of today's strongest long-term trends moving through large corrections, while Tesla is already starting a new long-term cycle higher. If you want the detailed structure, key areas and individual scenarios for each company, I have separate analysis for all 7 stocks on the channel.